Emily here with nonprofitist.org, the exclusive social networking and resource site for nonprofits. Today I have Paul Morris with Elevate Oregon. Paul, tell us about your organization.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Emily. Elevate Oregon is a youth-serving organization that does a classroom curriculum and one-to-one relational mentoring in outer Northeast Portland. If you've come to the Portland area, we're actually by the airport, not too far from the airport, and we work in a single school district within the city limits of Portland, serving about 650 students from 4th through 12th grade annually. There are lots of here in the Portland, Oregon area and across the country and the world, there are lots of youth serving organizations, but we do things a little differently. We actually are embedded in the school district's daily curriculum. And so you could, if you're a 6th grader, you could have Elevate on your schedule and get credit for that and work with our teacher mentor for 6th grade. If you are in 4th grade, you could participate in Elevate Oregon after school once a week and be mentored by a high school student and one of our program team. And so we couple that classroom work, which is focused on 13 character qualities and life skills, things like resilience and planning and work ethic and communication and good decision making. We couple that and bolster it with one-to-one relational mentoring. So you would have a connection to one mentor for all of your time in middle school and then a different mentor for all of your time in high school. So it's really about creating stable, consistent relationships between youth and adults, which is really critically needed, especially for youth of color. And that's the majority of the youth that we serve annually are youth of color, and they are here in Portland. This is a neighborhood that has been historically marginalized. And so our classroom curriculum, one-to-one mentoring, that runs the gamut from just checking in on how your day is going to maybe, during normal-ish times, right, when we're all together in person, a ride home, advocacy, supporting you in talking with a teacher that maybe you're having some struggle in their class with. It's what you need, and what will help you chart a course for the future. It's not us telling you this is what you will do to be successful. It's really us saying, how do you want to be successful? Let us help you get there. So this year, of course, is different, just as it is for everyone, but we have remained very focused on delivering our mission and vision, which is really about helping kids be successful. Like I said, the majority of the kids that we serve are kids of color. Mm-hmm. A great majority of them live at or below the poverty line here in the community, and many of them have home lives that are unfortunately chaotic. And so having a consistent adult presence, someone who is going to check in with you, someone who cares, someone who is going to support you even if you fail, is extremely critical to breaking those cycles of poverty and disenfranchisement and disconnection.
Absolutely.
So like I said, we work from 4th grade through 12th grade. It's our program team, it's our staff. It's not like we're relying on volunteers or teachers already in the school. We are there and are present. And we believe that that actually is a really important feature of our program as we build these relationships, so that the students that we work with see that they have an advocate and a support that they may not get otherwise.
So who came up with this idea, this mission, and this organization, and how long have you guys been serving?
So that's a great question. We can't take credit for creating the idea. This is actually an idea that was developed in Colorado about, maybe 20, 30 years ago now, an organization called Colorado Uplift.
Oh.
In 2010, the co-founders of Elevate had heard about it somehow, what Colorado Uplift was doing, and they approached the founder and staff there and said, "Hey, we would love to bring this to Oregon." And the folks at Colorado Uplift said, "Okay, sure, why not?" And so the co-founders who live here, they set about to find a school district that would be interested in having Elevate embedded in their work. And the Park Rose School District, which is where we work, was the superintendent at that time was very interested because she could see how underserved youth of color were.
Yeah.
And here was a program that could potentially change the trajectory for kids who were at risk of becoming disconnected or of falling through the cracks. And so Elevate started in 2010 with a single classroom. And now we have grown since then. We just celebrated our 10th anniversary. We've grown to, like I said, at the top, serving about 650 students annually, year round, from 4th through 12th grade. And it's, almost every day there are so many examples of kids that I could point to that show just how important the work that Elevate is doing is to changing a student's trajectory. But I think that there are two that really stand out to me.
Mm-hmm.
I've been on the team for about 4 years now. In my role, I oversee our fundraising, our marketing, communications, and our administrative work. But there are two examples. One is a young woman who came from an extraordinarily harrowing experience. She has a single mom, a younger brother. They escaped gang violence in Oakland and settled here. And she found Elevate and really began to thrive. Although she will tell you that she very much wanted to fight her teacher mentor when she first met him, and that it's because he was there and held her accountable, and wouldn't put up with excuses, and not in a mean or strict way, but in that sort of that insistent way that would demonstrate that he wasn't going anywhere and that he was going to support her on her path to success, whether she wanted him there or not. She had some challenges in high school, in the latter part of her high school career, and she was at risk of being expelled. Elevate went out on a limb. So first of all, we did not wash our hands of her. We immediately gathered her and her mom, our program director, her teacher mentor, to say, okay, this is where we're at, and this is the game plan to keep you on track for success, right? Alternative school, community college, we're going to figure it out, and we're going to figure it out together. Then just through the disciplinary process, Elevate went to a hearing to basically vouch for the fact that if she was allowed to return to school and stay in Elevate, that we would guarantee that she wouldn't get in trouble anymore and that she would stay on track and graduate on time. That's an uncomfortable position to be in, for sure. But that is what we do for our kids. We're not going to abandon students just because they get into trouble. And I'm very pleased to say that not only was she allowed to return to school, but she graduated on time, and she wants to be a police officer. She wants to give back to her community and change lives, because she herself felt that change and was able to create change because we were there for her and insisted that we would be there for her no matter what. And we take that very seriously. The other example that really sticks out to me is a young man who, when he came to Elevate as a sophomore, so many students come to Elevate much earlier. They might start in 4th grade or 6th grade or as a 9th grader, but he came to Elevate as a sophomore, and his situation was really difficult. He was angry, like really angry, and he didn't attend school regularly. In fact, he had, I want to say that he had less than, or maybe like a 1.5 GPA. And so the heavy work began, right? Again, showing up, being consistent, holding him accountable, letting him be mad, but in a safe way, and in a way where he understood that, yeah, we got it. We get it, because our program team really reflects the community that we serve. And he could be mad, but there was work to do. And he was, with Elevate's support and strong advocacy within the school, and a real commitment on behalf of his teachers to support him. He not only graduated on time, but he graduated with over a 3.0 GPA. And it was when he started working with Elevate, no one thought he would graduate from high school. He didn't think that he would graduate from high school. He didn't have that belief. And that's, unfortunately, for a lot of the kids that we work with, they hear no so much. They hear no, or why would you do that? Or why would you want to do that? And what we say is, we say yes. We say that you can do it. And for almost 50% of the students that we serve, they're the first person in their family to graduate high school. And over the last 4 years, our on-time graduation rate for the seniors that we work with is 94%. And that's in comparison to a rise about 85 to 86% now for on-time graduation for youth of color. 4 years ago, that percentage was about 72%. And so we, in part, due in part to the work that we do within the school and within the district, we were able to help raise that percentage to almost 90% overall. And our work does not stop just with kids.
Mm-hmm.
We are very involved with issues around equity and disrupting systems within the school district. The school district is a significant partner of ours. We could not do this work without participation by the school district and their commitment to what we're doing.
Yeah.
So we feel very fortunate to be at that table. We support families, right? So we're really not a wraparound service organization. Our focus really, we really try and do what we do well, which is education and mentoring.
Yeah.
But if you have to move all the time because you can't pay the rent or your utilities are at risk of being shut off, we will step in when we need to ensure that families have what they need. And whether we're providing that support directly or we're facilitating that support, we know that that's really important to success.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. So, where do you see Elevate going in the future?
Yeah, that is a great question. We like to say, not entirely jokingly, that we want to work with every student in the school district. And while we haven't quite got, the school district's about 6,500 students, so we work with almost, about a full 10% of the student population. While that probably won't ever happen, we are expanding our work to now serve more elementary school students. So there are four elementary schools in the district, and we will have a presence, an even deeper presence at each school, probably rolling out in January. So not so much on the classroom piece, but really about the mentoring and the connectivity and building those relationships and helping kids, second grade maybe, third grade for sure,
Yeah.
get off on the right foot and really help parents and caregivers understand their role in in their students' success. We know that we can't do this alone.
Yeah.
Parents and caregivers are really important, and we feel very fortunate that we can serve often as a bridge between families and the school district, and help everyone understand that it's really about helping kids change their own lives, and that we all have a part to play in that. Beyond that, and we're really excited about that elementary school expansion. Beyond that, we are looking for other school districts that want to partner with us. And going into other school districts, we think that we know that there is an interest and a need for what we do. And so we're always open to having that discussion. But we want it to be a real partnership. We don't just parachute in and do our work and then, off we go. We are really looking for partners who are going to share a similar point of view, that it's about kids and really helping them chart a trajectory for success. That this isn't just some feel-good program that shows up and then disappears.
That sounds great. So how can people connect with you? Maybe someone's listening who is connected to a school district and they think, hey, that sounds like a great program. How can we?
Well, they should. That's always a great question. Of course, we would love to have people connect with us on social media, follow us, and you can really learn about who we are and what we do on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. But if there are people listening who want to talk more about what we do and how they might participate, they should be in touch with me. They can reach me, Paul at elevateoregon.org.
Okay, perfect.
Because that's the best way. And maybe it's not something that it's not a good fit for their school district or their area, but maybe they have some expertise that they could be a guest speaker, or we talk and it's something that happens in the future. Who knows? So we're always interested in listening and talking with people about who we are and what we do and what we have seen as far as the effectiveness and the impact of our program, and what it takes to build a successful program. This didn't happen, this did not happen overnight. It did not happen overnight, and
Yeah, definitely
it's
a labor
hard work.
of love.
It's hard work every day, and we have such a phenomenal program team. They are passionate and committed and there for the kids that we serve, or just kids around. You don't have to be enrolled in Elevate in the classroom piece to participate in Elevate. If there's right, if you're an 8th grader and you're interested in what we're doing,
Mm-hmm.
let's figure it out. Because we've got, right, we'll figure it out, because we don't want anyone to be denied the opportunity to change their life. This is a program that we provide free of charge. Like I said, it goes year round. We do some very intentional summer programming, both for students and for just the community as a whole. And we're really looking forward to a time when we can be back in a classroom. We can be doing, things as larger groups. But until then, we're just going to continue to do what we do, which is connect with kids, support them, and encourage their continued success.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on today, Paul.
Oh, you're very welcome. My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.